Psychonauts 2 is finally here, and it may have taken 16 years since the first installment, plus a well-documented journey, including Double Fine being bought by Microsoft, but it seems it's all been well worth the wait, as Psychonauts 2 puts in a really strong claim for Game of the Year 2021. We last saw Raz and the gang in 2005 in a mainline Psychonauts game, although there was the 2017 VR-only game The Rhombus of Ruin. Well, in Psychonauts 2, we pick up from where the game's left off, and the cast of characters, they're weird and wonderful as ever, and the writing is especially sharp and excellent. So if you missed out on the first game, not to worry, as you're brought up to speed quickly by a sequence at the beginning. You could quite easily go back and play the original, but to be honest, I would simply jump into this sequel. The intro does a really good job of catching you up, plus the game itself explores the main character Raz, his background, and also the background to the Psychonauts. So if you jump into this game blind, you won't be missing out on anything. But like any good sequel, you can pick this one up and play through without having to play the original. But for fans that did, there's a whole bunch of callbacks and Easter eggs to the original, which definitely brought a smile to my face. We pick up a day after from the story of Rhombus of Ruin, Rasputin Aquato arriving at the Mother Lobe, and that is the headquarters of the special spy organisation known as the Psychonauts. So Raz, he thinks he's made it, only to find he's simply an intern. So given his new title, he's got a whole lot more to learn before he becomes a fully fledged Psychonaut, and he has to start at the bottom in the mailroom. So things quickly escalate as you jump from environment to environment, whether you're inside someone's head or outside the Mother Lobe exploring the wooded areas nearby. Well, Double Fine do a great job of making this feel like a spy caper, with really crisp writing, excellent settings and character development throughout. And if you're a fan of Tim Schafer's early work like Day of the Tentacle, then you're going to recognise the feeling he managed to portray in his game. So you're going to start out in the Mother Lobe and then head outside into the camping area, filled with giant redwood trees, lakes and also hidden caves as well. And this change of scenery is a nice change-up and keeps things feeling nice and fresh as you play the game. Well, the cast of characters you have to meet and interact with in the game is huge and can generally be split into a few groups. So you've got the main cast of the Psychonauts, plus you've got the other interns, and they basically start out bullying you, but quickly become your friends. And then you've got the Aquato family. So all of the characters got really good writing, and they all feel unique, and they've got entertaining personalities, and all really engaging, making you want to play more. Well, the highlight for me in the game is when you dive into people's brains and personalities, and this is where the environment design, the writing, and the gameplay mechanics really shine and allow Double Fine to flex their game developer skills. So you don't go diving into every brain of everyone that you meet, only the major characters who seem to be especially troubled, and early on this means a few of the Psychonauts themselves. Now, these environments reflect the personalities of the characters. For example, the first mind we jump into is that of a dentist character, and therefore the world is filled with teeth, gums and other kind of dentist areas. But be wary of this level 2, because if you're scared of going to the dentist, this isn't going to make you feel any better about that experience. The levels are really creative and the platforming really comes alive. So the mind control levels do tend to follow a similar formula from diving in, having to retrieve an item of some kind, a series of platforming and then battling a boss with a few phases. The boss battles, they're really great fun, the art styles are really different and the mechanics mix things up really well, feeling unique, all the while tying the game together with that familiar feel. So there's elements of the Psychonauts that feel like a PlayStation 3 era 3D platformer, much like Ratchet & Clank earlier this year. And that isn't not the game, as there's a sheen and polish that sits on top of the gameplay, which makes it feel like an up-to-date game 100%, but it's simply that the mechanics can feel a little bit repetitive and slightly outdated. Well, as a complement to the excellent storytelling, the other main gameplay elements in the game are the platforming and the combat, so both feel like they've been really improved since the first game, with Raz's abilities given a welcome boost in terms of skills and the array of things you can do. So you've got a book detailing the different skills and the abilities, and as you make your way through the game, you collect points to level up, and there's not enough buttons on the controller for them all, so you are going to have to be smart about which powers you map to which button. The platforming generally feels really good. There's the classic 3D platforming issue of not being able to see where you're going the whole time, which can lead to some unfortunate moments where you might fall off the edge and not really understand why. Well, both the physical and the mental worlds you end up traversing are full of puzzles and creative ways to battle enemies. So platforming may not feel as crisp as other AAA entries this year, but don't be fooled, because this is one of the best 3D platformers out there, with a great array of skills, abilities and trees to upgrade. So you've got the trapeze bars to swing from, you've got trampolines to jump on and treetops to navigate, and most of the mine levels feel fairly linear However, when you're in the outside world, you can pick and choose which way to go. Combat is fairly straightforward, but you're going to need some strategy in your gameplay, as enemies can take you out fairly quickly if you simply end up going into encounters and mashing the buttons. So you have to mix things up fairly quickly, and you start out with a simple melee attack and a jump, but you'll quickly accrue points, which can be used to level up your abilities like telekinesis, levitation, and a new one, the mental connection. So abilities have been slightly improved in the sequel. For example, the telekinesis is made more effective in combat. You know, the sheer amount of collectibles you can find in the game is staggering, and something that makes me want to go back time and time again into the game. So collecting some of the items gives you points, which you can use to upgrade Raz and his abilities, while other collectibles can be used to trade for pins that allow for more customization. I definitely appreciate this level of personalization and the routes to leveling up. Well, Psychonauts 2 is an excellent demonstration of writing, gameplay and level design that all comes together really well in this package. So this is exactly what Microsoft have bought in Double Fine, a company that can deliver a very high standard of video game that helps to bolster the library for Xbox Game Pass. And I was really surprised at this game. I went in with fairly low expectations and was pretty much blown away at every turn. I shouldn't really be surprised, given Day of the Tentacle is one of my favourite games of all time, and this latest effort from Tim Schafer and the team is well worth playing. So given it's on Xbox Game Pass, I'm sure many of you already have access to it, but I would go out of your way to play the sequel even if you have played the original, perhaps especially if you haven't played the original. You know, it's a delightful game. It's going to entertain you with its story and gameplay in equal measures. Well, the game was developed by Double Fine. It was published by Xbox Game Studios. It's out for Xbox and PC. It was originally released on the 25th of August 2021. Well, that is it for my review of Psychonauts 2 from Double Fine. Really fantastic stuff, and staking a claim for Game of the Year 2021. It's really good. Like I said, I went in with low expectations and it absolutely blew me away. Definitely recommend going out and playing this one. Well, that is a good contender for Game of the Year from Xbox Game Studios. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. If you want to join the community, check out the Discord link in the description, or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIFG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.
Incredible! This is where the first Psychonauts met. This is where it all began. No, Raz. This is where it all ended. My name is Raz. And today is my first official day on the job. It was a woman commanding serpents of water.
Maligula.
She's been dead for 20 years!
Nevertheless, she still has her loyal followers to this day.
Now, I'm ready for anything.
That's cute. You're not at camp anymore, Raz.
You don't usually see this in the physical world.
Just remember you're facing raiding, soldier.
The Psychonauts. We're not here to change people's minds. Not here to fix people.
Don't panic.
You said panic!
We're here to help people fight their own demons.
I know what you're up to, kid. Just keep out of my head. You'll be sorry.
I don't think you understand the gravity of the situation you're in.
Maligula really could rise again.
We need to get to the bottom of this.
You're right. We do.
Here goes nothing.
That brain was booby-trapped.
Someone hired him. Someone on the inside.
I'm not sure who to trust anymore.
Isn't it great? The Psychonauts haven't had this kind of a threat in years.
Too late to turn back now. My name is Raz, and today is my first official day on the job. Dad, what are you doing here?
Son, the whole family is here.
My little booty!
Oh, no.